Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's gonna be a tough week ahead, I would say. I know we've had 7 days off after that match against Liverpool. I know the weeks before have been tough as well. Newcastle at home, Liverpool at home, not easy games at all. And we have come through both of them. Then we had a week off, and now it's relentless. Southampton, Bayern, and then again we have someone at the weekend, and then again Bayern, and again I think there's an FA Cup semi-final as well somewhere in between. So from now until the end of the season, we have somewhat 15 must-win games. If I combine all of the potential Champions League games and all of those combined, I think we have a lot of must-win games. So we need to win them all. We need to win them all in order to achieve our objectives for the season. We need to win them all in order to get trophies this season. So I know a lot of people would have been surprised with Pep Guardiola going absolutely very strong for this game. A lot of people were of the opinion that he would, in fact, rest few people for the Bayern Munich game and stuff like that. But Pep knows that every game is a must win. It's not that it's only the Bayern Munich game that is a must win. Every game from now on is a must win. Romeo Lavia, our very own Romeo Lavia playing. In fact, I think before Romeo Lavia left, I think a year and a half back, I even wrote an article on my blog that Romeo Lavia, the heir to Fernandinho's throne, and I still believe that if he would have, not his mistake, he left, but probably he would have stayed. I think he's on another level to Calvin Phillips. Okay, the qualities of Romeo Lavia are different, for example, to a Calvin Phillips or something like that, but I think if you have to pick a heir to Fernandinho's throne in between Calvin Phillips and Romeo Lavia, I would any day of the week go with Romeo Lavia. That's a foul in the favor of Southampton. The Southampton player is down. We must be very, very careful with this. The amount of time wasting that will go on because Southampton are not just some comfortable mid-table team who are just resting off the beach and playing like that. This game, in a way, this game means more to them results wise than to us because they are fighting for Premier League survival, and Premier League survival is much more fatal actually than you not winning a Premier League trophy because Premier League survival and going down would mean a lot in terms of the jobs at the club, in terms of everything. So Southampton are fighting for much, much more actually than anybody else in the Premier League, I would say. That's well defended by City. We need to be very careful in conceding set pieces, especially free kicks. That's very well defended again. That's a foul. That's a foul. And Gundogan gets a free kick. That's again a good ball in. This game is going to be difficult. It's not going to be stroll in the park or something like that. It's going to be bloody difficult. City are looking a bit off the boil in the early 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes is a very small sample size to read anything. But I've never liked us playing in this, green jersey. A lot of people were actually very afraid once it came out today that City are gonna be playing in this green jersey. I don't know why we don't wear the blue jersey when you know that you're not allowed to wear the red and black striped one. I don't know. This jersey hasn't been that good for us this season. Nothing wrong with the jersey, but I don't know why we haven't always played well whenever we have been wearing this jersey. Anyway, City are just building out from the back for the past 3 minutes. I don't know what. I know that the Southampton press is high, the Southampton press is organized, it's intense, it's cultured. Then City should be able to play through it. No excuses here. Another thing is Haaland over Alvarez. I mean, it feels so harsh when Alvarez was easily the top player in the match against Liverpool. He was one of the top players in the match against Liverpool, along with Jack Grealish. His press, his pressing angles, the way he leads the press, everything. It's just fantastic. Julian Alvarez, the work rate and everything. In any other team in the Premier League, I think Alvarez starts inside out. Chelsea would even offer 200 million to sign Alvarez. That's the kind of striker Alvarez is elite. He's easily in the top five strikers in the Premier League right now. I don't care whatever people say. He's that good. But the only problem for him is his Edison slips. Edison slips here. Almost it's a costly mistake, but that's played out absolutely well. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Pep Guardiola will be delighted by the way City held their nerve and played it out. Ah, that was almost an open goal. How did we miss that? How did he miss that? That was almost an open goal over there. How did he miss that? My God, the way City played out of the press there was delicious. It's as delicious as anything you'll ever see. The courage with which I think it was Akanji who held his nerve there, and that should have been 1-0 to City. That was so close. Someone, I think it was Mahrez who missed the open goal. Jack Grealish is there cutting into the box, and Jack Grealish runs out of room. I like to see the replay of it. Who missed the open goal over there? The way we played out of the press. Mahrez gets it. He plays a wonderful pass back to Jack Grealish. Back to Gundogan. Gundogan to Grealish. It was Kevin De Bruyne. The ball just went over him, to be fair, actually. Again, good save by Bazunu. Very good save by Bazunu. Gavin Bazunu, another City player. The sun is just falling in everyone's eyes, but there's no room for slip ups. It's that kind of the season where you slip up once and you're dead. You're gone. Each game at this time of the season is it's almost like hanging into a lion's cage. One mistake and you're eaten, you're out. And that too, there's an important match for Arsenal at Anfield. We need to win this to put pressure on Arsenal. No excuses here. Champions win this kind of matches. Ah, that's a good rescue from Rodri. Nathan Ake to Rodri. They're pressing Rodri really hard. They're pressing Ake really hard. They're leaving Grealish and Mahrez to be on the ball because they know there's no point in pressing Grealish or Mahrez, but they should also realize there's no point in pressing Rodri. Riyad Mahrez does extremely well to escape the press. The ball almost is perfect for Jack Grealish over there. It's almost a perfect ball for Jack Grealish over there. Grealish is telling about the sun or something, but no excuses here, Jack. Press, 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 Kevin Bazunu, press. Southampton are not exactly parking the bus like many people thought they would. They're actually pressing us, and I hope it's going to be a good game of football. Not exactly end to end, but a good game of football. Not a team just sitting back and another team trying to break the opposition down. Southampton are actually playing well through the press. At least they're trying to play well through the press. Pep Guardiola is not happy with something here. Ruben Diaz on the ball. They're pressing Ake, they're pressing Rodri, they're pressing. I mean, they're not pressing John Stones in the midfield. It's interesting, but they're pressing three centre backs in a nutshell. So that's interesting. and they're pressing Rodri. They're leaving Stones a bit free on the ball. I think probably they've chosen the players who to press and who not to press. City is spending a lot of time in build up, which means I think they have been clearly instructed. This is second or third time I'm seeing that already, and it's not even 10 minutes that we're spending a lot of time on in the build up. So Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball. Kevin De Bruyne to Riyad Mahrez. Maybe I thought the ball just went out, but it didn't. It didn't. Nathan Ake in the first 10 minutes, it's almost 10 minutes, we have had two, three good attacks, at least two good attacks. I think Southampton are actually marking us man to man here. That is again interesting to me. The tactics from Southampton are really interesting. I think they are going for man to man marking. That's where Ederson is either trying to go long or City are actually taking their time in the build up. It's a man to man marking actually, if you see. Will be interesting to see how we break this man to man system. I think John Stones will be key if we have to break this man to man system because he's someone who can carry the ball from the midfield actually. That's a good diagonal from Rodri to Riyad Mahrez. Rodri. That's a wonderful ball, intelligent ball from Rodri. Kevin De Bruyne. Rodri. Kenji. Diaz. Ake. They're leaving Stones alone. They're not pressing Stones at all. That is interesting. I mean, they're trying to press Grealish. Three, four people are coming to press Grealish, but nothing's happening. That's a great switch again back to Riyad Mahrez. The diagonal seems to be the order of the day. And that's a corner for City. That's very well done. Wonderfully worked again. Wonderfully worked. This space for Riyad Mahrez. This is interesting because they're getting the ball to Grealish and then Grealish is playing one-touch football and suddenly you have a diagonal onto Mahrez and all of the Southampton team is shifted towards one side. Very good tactics from City. I think this is a very good way to break man-to-man marking. Erling Haaland, he's not even had a single touch of the ball this match. Riyad Mahrez, Nathan Ake, Kevin De Bruyne with the ball. Rodri. Southampton are defending very bravely here. The ball's given away by Ilkay Gundogan, but I think City have a lot of bodies back. The chance for a Southampton attack is gone. City have a lot of bodies back. Southampton are actually trying to play football with City. Not exactly go toe to toe, but they're pressing us and stuff. Nathan Ake, Rodri, Ake, Ruben Diaz. City are taking a lot of time in build up, and this tells me, I'm repeating again, I think this tells me that, and we can see it as well, I think there is man to man marking going on. It's a tough structure from Southampton to break, and be interesting to see. I think generally, if you want to break man to man structures, you need to play one touch football, and I think that's where John Stones is the key. John Stones will be the key to get through this Southampton structure. Look at that, no one's having time and space on the ball, everyone's being just pressed. Bazunu under pressure, but Southampton player gets the ball. And that's good tackle by Jack Grealish, I think. Kevin De Bruyne with the ball. Rodri gets it. Jack Grealish. It's a corner for City. That's very well done from Kevin De Bruyne. City are getting into spaces. We're doing it aggressively very early on, and that is absolutely fantastic. But we need to make the most of these chances. Erling Haaland's not even had a single touch till now, and it's not worrying. It's not worrying at all. But I think we just need to play him into the game a little bit more. And it's a corner for City. It was a chance. It was a chance for you, Gundo. It was a chance, Gundo. Just think a lot of bodies were in the way. Couldn't have done anything else, Gundogan. Southampton are away on the break. Southampton are away on the break. Nathanake 1v1. Nathanake 1v1 someone. Edison does extremely well. Edison does extremely well on that. Wonderful goalkeeping from Edison. But Nathanake there got his pace up, got his pace revving up, and he managed it. See, this is the threat which City have to face. I mean, it was a similar kind of goal, not exactly similar, but the circumstances were almost similar when Salah ran through and Grealish went back and made that tackle right. And also, you could see shades of how Liverpool scored their first goal in that breakaway from Southampton. So Ake did very well over there. Didn't panic, managed him. Edison did very well. Didn't panic again, stayed back. Trying to go straight to Haaland, never a good option that. Good interception from Rodri. Excellent interception from Rodri. John Stones, Rodri, Jack Grealish cannot reach it. And it's a Southampton throw. Jack Grealish cannot reach it. Look at Nathan Ake's sprint over there. That is superb. And I think Edison had to get that dive right. I also think probably Julian Alvarez can break this press. It's just that Pep or any other manager in the world for that matter will not play Alvarez ahead of Haaland. But Alvarez is someone who could break the man-to-man system because he occupies those areas where he can come into the midfield and offer an extra option and stuff like that. So Alvarez would anyway have been an interesting option for this game, resting Haaland for Bayern. So I know it's just early times in the game, still only 17 minutes gone and stuff. Jack Grealish heavy touch, but the Southampton player he kind of did the job for Grealish. He put the ball in. Manual, yes. Grealish is just having trouble looking into the sun. I don't know why. A lot of diagonals are also not being played onto the side of Grealish. Yes, there's a diagonal coming side of Grealish, and it's Gundogan. Southampton player is bloody aggressively onto it. Ah, Southampton are just on to us. They're on to us like this. As soon as someone is getting close to the ball, Pep really needs to bring on Bernardo Silva here. John. Wonderful tackle by John Stones. What a tackle that is by John Stones. The striker has still not got a fair tackle, but what a challenge from John Stones that is. Southampton are getting in on the counter, but we have not really tested Bazunu. That's the thing which is actually worrying me. We have not tested Bazunu yet. Mar is losing the ball now. What the hell? This green kit is never make us win. Just retire this bloody green kit. Chanel is here. He says, "Hi, hey Chanel, how are you doing?" Just bloody retire this green kit. It is cursed. Never seem to win a game in this green kit. That was a good contest by Ake in the air that just put the Southampton attacker off. Just bloody get rid of this green kit. Which team do you support, Chanel? By the way, do you watch EPL? Which team do you support if you watch EPL? Akanji too. Bloody, they're having two, three players on Mahrez, and every time you want to play the ball into Riyad Mahrez, get you use some bloody brains. It's a man-to-man marking thing, and you're bloody playing it into Riyad Mahrez, who's having two, three players on him. Where have the brains gone? Use your brains, guys. Why doesn't Ederson play directly to Haaland? Why do we need to do all of the build-up stuff when man-to-man marking is going on? My God. That's a foul given in favor of the Southampton player. 21 minutes gone and absolutely nothing from City. We've had two chances, we've created two chances, but absolutely nothing. Did not create anything from those two chances. Did not test the goalkeeper. 21 minutes gone, and I would say that safely Southampton have had the best chance of the match on the counter attack. You probably would you even be thinking Pep Guardiola has got his formation wrong. Looks like that. This is the best 11 City. This is the 11 which we are going to play against Bayern Munich. Probably Bernardo instead of Gundogan, but apart from that, this is the 11 you're going to play against. What the hell is happening in that corner? And Southampton have always been our bloody bogey team. I just hope they get relegated and it's done. I know they're fighting for their lives, but we need to get the ball to Haaland. We need to test Bazunu. I don't care what is your build-up style, how you play and stuff. Just test Gavin Bazunu. We're taking bloody 100 years just to build up. and then nothing's coming of it. Kevin Bazunu with the kick out again. Jack Grealish is down. Jack, get up, Jack. It's a clash of heads and they're having drinks. Yeah, they're breaking for drinks. But Pep needs to change something here. Pep needs to absolutely change something here. It's just not working. It's absolutely not working. Pep needs to tweak something in the system. Probably, I think you keep John Stones in his original position because Stones coming into the midfield is, I think, probably it's crowding the midfield out. Something needs to be tweaked here. It's just not working. We're not able to get away from this man-to-man marking. Already 25 minutes gone in the game, and in title races, each minute looks like an hour when the game is going in your favor, and each minute looks like a second when the game is going against you. So drop ball City need to quicken up the pace, quicken up the tempo. Nothing okay. Manuel Akanji is trying to go direct to Haaland. At least someone is trying to do that. Romeo Lavia has just been fantastic. Why did we sell him to Southampton? I still don't understand. But these guys, Southampton, they don't perform like this against bloody Arsenal. They lose easily to Arsenal. When it comes to us, they'll be like bloody prime Barcelona where you just can't take the ball of them. That is very well done, Jack Grealish. He's played it back to Addison. Manuel Akanji. Ruben Diaz. Nathan Ake. It's a City free kick. Jack Grealish is down. Grealish gets there first. That's one of the most obvious free kicks you'll see all afternoon. Just get the ball up front quickly, I would say. Again, that 1-2 with Mahrez is just not working. I think you need a direct player there on that wing. Edison. Rodri. There's no time and space for Rodri to receive Haaland. Ah! Ball just been taken off Erling Haaland over there. Rodri. Rodri to John Stones. City are finding it a little bit difficult to pass it in the middle of the park. Then use the width, guys. Think it is in matches like these where Pep needs to use the brain and use his brain, and he needs to play the normal system with four at the back, I think. and use players like Kyle Walker. Haaland was on his way. The ball was just intercepted at the last moment. That's very well done. Southampton player gets there first and Ikai Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez, green space ahead of Mahrez. Ikai Gundogan, spread the play, Gundo, spread the play. Kevin De Bruyne are there. He's now operating on the flanks. Everyone's there appealing for a penalty. All of the City players want a penalty over there. There'll be a check, I think. There'll be a check. All of the City players are almost looking convinced. Let us see what is it. Yes, it's a penalty. It's a clear penalty. It's a clear penalty, I think. It's a clear penalty. He's handled the ball. He's handled the ball. It's a clear penalty. He's handled the ball. Why is it not a penalty? He's handled the ball. Probably the distance was too close. That was a clear penalty. There was a clear hand on it. That's a corner for City, but again, the penalty decision also going against us. Ah, now the Southampton keeper also will take his bloody time. At least there's not time wasting. That's the one thing that is good for us. I don't know why these bloody Southampton players always turn up against us and they never seem to turn up against any other team. We bloody defeated Newcastle, Liverpool, whatnot, and Southampton are, I think, winless in the last four games, and yet they're coming here and putting on a Real Madrid-esque performance, Barcelona-esque performance in the midfield. The ball's anyway gone out, and it's a City throw. It's not out. 33 minutes gone, and nothing's in the game, nil-nil. The referee, I think it's the referee, bloody Andre Mariner, had to be. Everything's going against us today. That's very well played out. Ikai Gundogan. When I say something not working, Alvarez should have started. I actually think when he wanted to give game, he wanted to get Haaland match fit for the Bayern thing. That's why starting him over Alvarez. But the thing is, I think the answer to these kind of games is having a fast pacey winger. And Foden's unfortunately out with that surgery and stuff. So Mahrez and Grealish, I think when people go man to man marking, I think it's easier to go man to man with Mahrez and Grealish because both are they don't have express space, so you don't have that fear of the man getting away from you easily. So I think this is where if you have someone like even Raheem Sterling, for example, he's having so much pace that it's virtually impossible to do a man to man on him. So I think that was so I think the answer is not in the squad on how to break systems like these. The answer is in the transfer window. We need to buy a fast pacey winger. Could be Rafinha, could be I don't know, bring Carlos Borges from the academy next season. I don't know, but we need a fast pacey winger for certain games like these. And also maybe thinking you play a back four with Kyle Walker in there, but then we are one with the system against Newcastle and all of those. Vinay says no low block problems. Low block, and I mean, I know Southampton are keeping a low block, but they're also pressing us, right? They're keeping a low block, but they're also pressing us aggressively in the midfield. In the midfield, if you see Rodri, Gundogan, John Stones, no one's having time. Riyad Mahrez, they're pressing our centre backs. The only option seems to be Ederson to Haaland directly, or switch the play. Go to one wing and then switch the play to the other wing. So it's interesting how kind of Pep deals with it because the first half's already almost gone. It's just 6 7 minutes to go in the first half. And I don't know why bloody now my internet has stopped working. And we're taking too much time on the build up. That is not helping it either. So I think to break this low block and the pressing structure that Southampton has, I think you need to have a Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta, that kind of a midfield where with Messi dropping in, I think you can only break low block structures efficiently with that kind of a setup. If Pep wants to go by the book, Jack Reel is just not working out today. It's offside. By the way, why was that penalty not given? I don't understand. Probably it was in close proximity. That could have been the only reason why that penalty was not given. Pep Guardiola sinking towards ball over the top. That's a corner. That's very well played by John Stones into the box. It was one touch football over there. Riyad Mahrez with the corner. Don't expect anything from this corner. From set pieces, generally from City. No Laporte as well. City set piece. Why are we always presenting? Why are we always presenting counter chances on our set pieces? Whenever we get a set piece, I'm nervous that the opposition might score. Erling Haaland send the ball just in front of Erling Haaland. Vinay says the ugly kid, just retire this kid, Vinay. This kid is cursed. This kid is absolutely cursed. I mean, there are a lot of City fans who were terrified, in social media forums and stuff when it was announced that City are going to play in this kit today. I mean, this kit, I don't know. I don't think over the last decade I've seen a cursed kit like this. This kit is just so cursed. Jack Grealish with a lot of space ahead of him. Jack Grealish, Jack Grealish, Jack Grealish. That was a half chance for Erling Haaland, you could say. It was a half chance. But when you're Erling Haaland, even half chances have to go in. Let us see what's happened here. Probably more than a half chance for Erling Haaland, but this is tense. This is absolutely tense. I mean, I would not, I would be lying if I will say that we have not been in situations like this before. Lot of situations like this in the last 4 5 years. Probably Arsenal fans might not know that because they haven't been in title race for over a decade. But last season, remember guys, penultimate game against West Ham, 2-0 down at half time. Came back 2-2 and should have been 3-2 if Mahrez hadn't missed that penalty. The last game, Aston Villa, 2-0 down with 15 minutes to go. Liverpool thought they had their title. Liverpool thought they were going for a quadruple that season. Liverpool thought they had their names etched in the history books only to end up with two Mickey Mouse trophies. Eddie, I think Ederson hasn't woken up yet on this refreshing Saturday in UK. Just seems that we're still half asleep. Jack Grealish, that's a very good ball. That's a very good ball. Jack Grealish has done extremely well, and that's a corner for City. Jack Grealish. Such an ugly set piece again. Why are we so shit at set pieces? Who's the bloody set piece coach? The combination as well, Saturday night games and this ugly kit. What the hell? Saturday night games as well, I've not quite liked it. Against Crystal Palace Saturday night, what happened? We scraped through with the penalty. Newcastle, I think it was Saturday night, 3-3 draw. That too after leading. Aston Villa Saturday night, 1-0 leading, we end up 1-1. Romeo Lavia with a chance to strike. A dagger into the heart of his old club. Ah, that was almost an open goal for Southampton over there. Look at how I mean, seeing Romeo Lavia play, you just cannot stand up and applaud, and you just cannot help but think that How would Romeo Lavia have played in that in this back three system with instead of John Stones? Just imagine Romeo Lavia getting into the midfield alongside Rodri. That would just have been fantastic, right? Nathan Ake with 40 seconds more to go. Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland! Erling Haaland scores! Had to be him! Had to be him! In order to break the curse of this green kid. Who but Erling Haaland? I hope there's no foul on this. I hope there's no foul on this. A Southampton player was appealing for a foul. Don't know what that is about. But had to be Erling Haaland at the stroke of half time. Wow. And the cross was from De Bruyne, right? If I'm not wrong, I'll have to see the replay back. Jack Grealish gets the ball. Grealish sends it to De Bruyne. De Bruyne with the cross and Haaland with the goal. KDB 100 assists. The best playmaker Premier League has ever seen. I would go on to say that. The best attacking midfielder the Premier League has ever seen. I know there's David Silva. I know there's Yaya Toure. I know there is Paul Scholes. I know there is Steven Gerrard, all of them, but just in terms of the sheer all-round variety to the game, I think it's Kevin De Bruyne. What are they checking for, bloody hell? What are they checking for? Is he offside? He can't be offside because it's coming from behind the defender. He can never be offside, and he has the goals given. Hundred assists for Kevin De Bruyne, and how many assists is he having this season? I think it's 14. I think it's somewhere close to 14. The record is I think Thierry on this 20. Six more assists and 10 more games. Rodri, KDB, Riyad Mahrez. I think the I think time's up and the referee should blow his whistle. It's half time. Has to be half time now. It's to be half time. The wonderful thing is, Haaland just pulling all his hair out. Then that's a picture to beckon with. Haaland showing who the phantom here is. Haaland showing who the boss here is. I'll just change the score. Think the timing of the goal was actually excellent. Not that you practice for it that I'll score in the 45th minute, but the team talk would just have been so much different for the Southampton boys when compared to going 1-0 down into the dressing room. But honestly, I think it was a special from Kevin De Bruyne, the cross, and it is a special run from Erling Haaland to put it in. But I think we need to talk about the City struggles in this half, because let's not hide behind the fact that we have struggled in this half. There are halves of football where you feel that we have done excellently well, we have played excellent, and still you go in nil-nil or you go in 1-1 like against Liverpool. You knew that we played absolutely well, better than a 1-1 score line suggested. We knew that in that first half against Liverpool we should have had bloody 2 goals or something. But this half of football, you bloody feel that we have never really opened Southampton up at all, and we were always, at the threat of getting countered. How many times have we got countered in this match? I think twice or thrice. I think we have got countered anyway. So I mean, and I don't understand one thing. Why? Why the hell are we giving up counterattacks on set pieces? Whenever we hit, I mean, I haven't seen a City team in the last decade take corners in so shitty way like we have done in this match. JSK says hashtag third kit out. I think JSK, you have a list of things out from the club, right? You want first hashtag Edison out, then hashtag third kit out, then you want hashtag Calvin Phillips out. You have a lot of things out. I can understand, but I know what tops your agenda, JSK. Your agenda is hashtag Edison out, right? Hashtag Ortega in. This third kid is more than cursed, JSK. I was so much terrified when the news came out that we were gonna play in this third kid. It's just don't know what's the connection. And you see Saturday night game, third kid, Champions League game in the weekend. I mean in midweek. A lot of things. Hopefully we don't wear this third kit for the Bayern away game, for example. What kit are we wearing for the Bayern away game? Because we can't, because Bayern at home will wear red, right? So we don't wear blue, for example, in away games. We can't wear the red black striped one. Get yourself ready, guys. I think we are gonna wear this green kit for Bayern away as well. My God, this green kit, whoever designed it, I think he should be. If he comes to Manchester Center, I think he'll just be beaten up so badly that he'll never even have the thought of designing such a stupid kit once again. JSK says third kit should be banned permanently from City. It should be banned from Manchester, from the city part of Manchester at least. The third kit should be gifted to Manchester United if possible. The third kit should be retired, and it should be put in such a place that no one can even access it. But guys, we are gonna wear the third kit. I guess many times this and in this season at least twice or thrice. JSK says and Stefan Ortega is essential to buy in away, or else I don't see us winning. And most importantly, no third kit. It seems inevitable, JSK. It seems inevitable that we are gonna wear the third kit against Bayern, and we are also gonna not see Ortega on that. But honestly, what did you guys think? What didn't work in that first half? Okay, we got the goal, but do you think John Stones in the midfield? And by the way, what did you guys think of Romeo Lavia's performance? I mean, all the while that first half was unfolding, I was thinking, how would it be to pair up Rodri and Romeo Lavia? Romeo Lavia in the John Stones position with Lavia playing as playing alongside Rodri and sometimes going into right back position. Romeo Lavia is just beyond his age. I still remember what a coach said about Romeo Lavia, what a coach at City's Academy said about Romeo Lavia. I think 3 years ago when he joined us, he said, "I have never seen a young player with having so much intelligence in terms of identifying space, identifying the areas around him, having the intelligence of playing the ball, holding the ball, having the intelligence of that pauser, which Pep Guardiola always refers to Phil Foden, having the intelligence of controlling the tempo of the game. I've never seen a player like that." The coach said, and he was a very experienced coach who had seen some legendary players come out. So, think I'm just thinking we somehow need to get Romeo Lavia of Southampton get relegated. We can't allow Romeo Lavia to go to Manchester United, for example. He would be the perfect fit for Ten Hag. Romeo Lavia is someone who could hold that bloody midfield on his own. How many players around the world can you say that they can hold the midfield on their own? Rodri can't hold the midfield on his own. Like single pivot, Fernandinho can. I can only think of players like Casemiro, Fernandinho, Nigel De Jong, those kind of a place. Busquets in his heyday, Abby Alonso in his heyday. when you think of players who can actually hold the midfield on their own, you just have to go and think of those kind of legendary players. So we really want to see Romeo Lavia back. Most assists in Premier League history, it's 162 from Ryan Giggs. Kevin De Bruyne has 100. Lampard is 102. Rooney is 103. Fabregas is 111. I think maybe by next season. I mean, this season he'll go past Wayne Rooney into number three, and by next season I think he'll just be second to Ryan Giggs. But what a playmaker Kevin De Bruyne is. No one can question that. A few days ago, I was seeing a couple of Arsenal fans, telling comparing Kevin De Bruyne with Mesut Ozil and all of that stuff. No way. Okay, Ozil was good whenever he played, but Kevin De Bruyne is something par excellence. Kevin De Bruyne, he plays those cross. His vision is just outstanding. It's just paranormal vision. The vision from Kevin De Bruyne is just out of this world. So I think we will need Romeo Lavia in the summer transfer window. Southampton go down; they're primed to go down. I think this transfer window will be very busy for us. But I'll be very interested to know who made that choice. Who made the choice of buying Calvin Phillips by paying for 50 million or whatever, and letting Romeo Lavia go. I'll be very interested to see who made that choice. Because okay, I agree. Jack Grealish is coming in. He's taking time. He's taking time to adapt. Mahrez is taking time. There are so many examples of players taking time. Phillips will come, might come good. Phillips will come good. I'm sure. It's just that people take time under Pep Guardiola's system. Then you have I mean, I would go as far as to say that Romeo Lavia could be a generational talent here because he's unpressable, he's strong, he has pace across, he plays those diagonals very well. He could be a generational talent, Romeo Lavia. That's the thing for me. Bayaji says, I was cursing KDB a lot until goal. I was cursing every player there, and all of us were cursing the kid, Bayaji. All of us were cursing the kid, and I'm very sure that even you would be cursing the kid before cursing KDB. But KDB, more than KDB, what I was cursing is, our emphasis on building up from the back too much. We were just wasting too much time building up from the back. I know we were trying to draw Southampton into the press and all of that stuff, but I was just thinking, why can't Edison just try to find a Grealish or a Mahrez directly from the goal kick? Because you twice or thrice you do that, Southampton will have a doubt planted in their mind. Should I press the centre backs ferociously? Or should we just step back a little bit? Because the keeper is suddenly going over to Haaland, is going over to Grealish, is going over to Mahrez. We have never created that doubt once in this match. It is only once when Edison played a ball to Haaland directly and Haaland was almost through there. We haven't tried that ball at all. We give it to Diaz, we give it to Ake, we give it to Akanji. That's a lot of a risk for not a reward at all, right? Because someone loses the ball there under intense pressure. That's a goal to Southampton without them working as much. So I don't understand this rigidity. The system's good. The people will adapt to the system, and when people adapt to your system, you need to find ways out. The great teams, the very best teams, actually find ways out. Payaji says both wingers roasted pool fullbacks but put a shadow of themselves. That's true, Bayaji, but I also think it's the way Southampton are setting up. There, whenever Mahrez is getting the ball, the fullback is on to Mahrez, and also the midfielder of Southampton. It's the Ward Prowse or someone who's playing on the other side. They're just covering up for them. So it's almost like 2v1 since we don't have any fullbacks bombing. I think teams know that once you outnumber our wingers, I think they don't have any outball or space. That's what happened with Mahrez. That's what happened with Grealish. And I don't think Liverpool actually. And with Liverpool, I think uh, Trent and Robertson were not getting any support from the midfield. So ideally you're leaving Mahrez with 1v1 against fullback and Grealish 1v1 against Trent. So I think it was a different thing over there. But when teams man mark, I think you really need to have a winger who has pace. When a Raheem Sterling, for example, you don't need to have a super high quality winger, but even a Foden would have made a difference today, because when you have a fast and pacey winger, it's difficult to man mark him, because he can just go like this, and then you'll be stuck 1v1, and it's a difficult scenario for man marking, having a pacey winger. That's why I think our focus more than Jude Bellingham should actually be Rafael Leao, should actually be a pacey winger. I don't care even if it's Carlos Borges, you bled him into the first team, or Embuda, you bled him into the first team. I don't care, as long as it's a winger with pace and who has good ball control. So I think clearly, I think lack of a pacey winger is showing up for us. That should be a priority. I don't care if we get Alexis McAllister instead of Jude Bellingham, or we even get Florian Wirtz instead of a Jude Bellingham. I don't care if we have to just go with James McAtee instead of a Jude Bellingham and stuff like that. The priority here is not the midfield. The priority here is the wingers, and at least a winger. Otherwise, at the starting of the season, how was it? Both the wingers teams were actually going a bit man to man against us, Mahrez and Grealish, and both of them were, the football was passive, Mahrez coming in and stuff like that. I know that's not the case now, because Stones is in the midfield, so Mahrez, Grealish can stay on both the wings and stuff like that. So but I think a fast-paced winger needs to be on the agenda, and it has to be Rafael Leao for me, because we are not getting Quita. We and who are the alternatives there for fast-paced wingers? I think it's Rafael Leao. That's it. And Milan versus Napoli. If anyone of you who might have seen Milan versus Napoli, Rafael Leao is reminded why he's still one of the best players around in the world, and probably one of the best players in Serie A at this moment. Which has stolen the limelight, but the performances of Rafael Leao in that Milan versus Napoli last week, when Milan won 4-1 or something like that against Napoli to 4-0. It's just fantastic. Rafael Leao is the answer, I think. Southampton are coming out. This week is, I mean, not just this week, but all of the days are going to be season defining days from here on till the end of the season. We still are in three competitions, and each game is a must win. Each game is a bloody must win. There's no two things about it. JSK's legs get Hakim Ziyech. He is great. I do not want even Hakim Ziyech shadow near cities JSK. No, Hakim Ziyech is. I mean, we might instead keep Riyad Mahrez, right? He is a similar player to Riyad Mahrez. I don't see. I think Mahrez is levels above Hakim Ziyech. You can't even compare. Mahrez is one of the greatest wingers, all-time greatest wingers in the Premier League. That's how good Riyad Mahrez has been, if you considering from his Leicester days. JSK's Carlos Borges deserves first team football, complete reincarnation of Sane. I think actually Embuda is the reincarnation of Sane JSK. And Carlos Borges, I think, is a different kind of a player almost. Bayaji, where will Stones play in the CL? That's $1 million question, Bayaji. I do not know if Pep will play Kyle Walker, because the left hand side of Bayern Munich is Leroy Sané and Alfonso Davis. So that's going to be scary if Stones plays down our right hand side. That's a free kick in favor of City. So that's going to be interesting. But I don't think Pep will play this. Pep is playing this system for so long, and suddenly I don't think Pep will actually play a back four system with Nathaniel and Kyle Walker on both the wings. No, I actually think John Stones is this team. I think exactly is going to actually play against Bayern Munich. Probably the only change I think is Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo Silva might play instead of Ilkay Gundogan, or even a Riyad Mahrez. I do not know, but I think apart from that, I don't see any changes. Probably just Bernardo might come in to cope with Bayern's pressing, unless Pep comes up with a great thought and philosophy which no one knows, like he had done in the Champions League final by not playing the CDM. Then I can't predict, but generally I think this is the team that Pep will go with. Jack Grealish cutting in, great challenge from Southampton player. Wonderful ball from Jack Grealish. JSK's Embuda is right footed. Borges is left. I think it's the reverse JSK if I'm not wrong. I think Embuda is left footed, not Borges. But again, I need to check. I'm not so sure about that. I need to check. But all this while, I'm actually thinking that Embuda is left and Borges is right. Again, I don't know. We probably need to check. Grealish is penalized for a foul, and it's a ball over the top. And I think that's fair from Jack Grealish. He's got the ball. It's a free kick, and we need to be absolutely careful when James Ward-Prowse is taking free kicks. That's a good try, but the ball's gone out. We need to be very careful about conceding set pieces actually. And it was offside anyway, I think. Yeah, the flag was also raised. Bela Kotchap was the player. Not that I know him or have heard of him. I've heard of him before when Southampton played us, but I don't know why are we taking so many risks playing out from the back again. It's a Southampton throw in. It's a City throw in actually. Because JSK, Carlos Borges actually plays on the right and Embuda plays on the left. That's one thing. Again, I think I'm mistaken. I'm just getting confused here. But regarding the food, I actually think Embuda is left and Borges is the right. Anyway, we'll check after some time. Lot of fouls being committed in the game here. So City would want Pep Guardiola ideally wanted 2-3 goals by now, by at least 65th minute, and then he can make on his subs and everybody gets ready for the Bayern game. I think that is what Pep Guardiola ideally wanted, but this is a very difficult game. That's very well played out from the back. Game is that's wonderfully done by Jack Grealish. Ikai Gundogan goes. Ah, how did Gundogan mess over there? That was very cleverly done by Jack Grealish, and should be scoring that. Gundogan should be absolutely scoring that. Look at what Jack Grealish did there. Go on the inside. Ah, Gundogan should be scoring that. Gundo need to be scoring that, mate. Rodri gets the ball cleanly. Kevin De Bruyne. Jack Grealish running with the ball. Jack Grealish is bundled over, but no foul given against him. Edison collects the ball. Good anticipation from Edison over there. Edison there with the kick out, and Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball. Jack Grealish is free. Jack Grealish cutting inside. That was well blocked. That was very well blocked. Kevin De Bruyne, that was in the shooting range of Kevin De Bruyne there. Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish again. Nathan Ake. City are having Southampton camped in their half, but we need to be wary of the counter attack here. Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne. That's very well blocked. Very well done there. And Riyad Mahrez with the ball. And it's a free kick to Southampton. Romeo Lavia gets the ball. It's almost impossible to get the ball of Romeo Lavia. It's a City throw. Bernardo Silva is getting onto the pitch there. I think it is to break the man-to-man marking thing. Bernardo Silva is getting ready to be substituted. I don't know why are we building out from the back under so much pressure. Why don't you just? I know this is the old adage. Why don't you just kick it out? I know that's not how Pep Guardiola plays and stuff, but Southampton with the throw in now. Kevin De Bruyne almost stole the ball there from Southampton player. And it's a yellow card to Erling Haaland over there. But then I don't think there's any mistake of Erling Haaland as well in that challenge. I don't know. Riyad Mahrez is off and Bernardo Silva is on. So will that be a change of system? John Stones is off and Kyle Walker's on. This is interesting. I think it's a change of system then. change of system. I think City are going back to back four here. This is very interesting. I think City are, I don't want to see Kyle Walker do the role which John Stones does because he just simply is not suited for that kind of a role. It's almost asking Lionel Messi to play centre back. Can't judge a player by playing him out of position and stuff, right? I think it's a back four, and Bernardo Silva plays in the place of Riyad Mahrez. I think that's the only thing. And Kyle Walker to John Stones with back four. Gundogan is almost playing a second pivot here to Rodri. I think Pep is going slightly defensive here. Southampton are trying that ball, so at the top, Erling Haaland, that's a great ball. Was Jack Grealish onside? That's a goal! Jack Grealish! Jack Grealish! Jack Grealish makes it two! Jack Grealish scores! Is that the game for City? Is that the game one for City? Jack Grealish makes it two. The only thing I'll have to check here is onside. Was he onside, guys? Was he onside? That's the only thing I want to check. Was he onside? That's the only thing. Was he off? Was he on? That's he's on. He's on. The defender on the far side is definitely playing him on. Is he off? Is he on? I'm thinking the defender on the far side is definitely playing him on. Yeah, the defender on the far side has to be playing him on. Yes, it's a goal. The goal's given. 2-0. Is this the game? But look at the awareness of Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne, and it's another assist for Kevin De Bruyne. 1-0-1 already. I think he will cross Frank Lampard today. He's equal Frank Lampard already, I think. One more assist, Kevin. Let us make it hat-trick of assists today, Kevin. Two assists for Kevin De Bruyne already this match. Nathan Ake, Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne. He's onside. Sorry, he's offside. Kevin De Bruyne is offside now. But another goal for Jack Grealish is scored in consecutive games. The goal against Liverpool was very good when compared to this, but here as well he was aware, he made the run, he was aware, kept himself onside, so nothing to take away from it. Southampton are making some attacking substitutions now. One more goal, I think, and we should be able to settle it. Southampton are just playing themselves into trouble here. We need to be careful, City need to be careful here. That's very well defended. That's very well done. That's again very well done. Lot of open space there. Lot of open space for City to run into. Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne on the far side. Would have been the third assist for Kevin De Bruyne today. Would have been a hat trick of assists for the boss, for the king. It's not for any reason it's not for no reason that we call him King Kevin. He is the best playmaker the Premier League has ever seen. There's no doubt in my mind. We need to be careful in dealing with set pieces here. We've already conceded 2 counters to Southampton. Set pieces. Pep will want a clean sheet here. He'll be disappointed regardless of the result if we don't. I don't care. Pep would say want a clean sheet. JSK says my apology to Grealish. I wasn't familiar with this game. I mean, Grealish needed time to adjust to the Pep system. I mean, everyone in the City fan base, I think there were very few who actually wanted Grealish in the team. The way he's performed over the last 1.5 years, he's just coming into his own now, having understood the system. I think the same thing will happen to Calvin Phillips as well. He will slowly come into the Pep system. JSK, maybe you might have to apologize to Ederson as well. You know, Ederson's game. And I know you will never do that. That will never happen because we all know Ederson's game. He doesn't like shot stopping. He is always our Ederson. That's what we call him. Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz. Just a second, I'll just come now. Rodri, Kyle Walker, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Nathan Ake. Ah, Jack Grealish almost provided the assist to Erling Haaland over there. Almost, it almost was. It was almost a wonderful assist. It was almost on the head of Haaland. The Southampton player was just in front of Erling Haaland over there. It's a throw into Southampton. Rodri can't believe it that it's a throw into Southampton. Southampton are making 2 substitutions. We need to score a third. It seems like that. Seems that we need to score a third here. Rodri, Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo Silva has been an absolute game changer in the midfield. They're just not able to press him at all. And with Kyle Walker in there, I think the width is also there, which means when Kyle Walker is in there, which means now it's difficult to press at the back four, and And I think one of the players assisting in pressing in the midfield needed to go. Oh, that was a one-on-one to Gundogan. But I think bringing Bernardo Silva in and Kyle Walker is a tactical masterclass. Meant that one less player pressing in the midfield, and which means it's first of all difficult to press Bernardo Silva, which means now we can press the centre backs as well because there's one more player at the back who can take the ball. So suddenly the pressing has become much more difficult for Southampton, and City are just able to spray the ball easily around. Tactical genius from Pep Guardiola here. And it's taken a bit of time for him, but wonderful, wonderful change from Pep. Kevin De Bruyne, what a ball there. Jack Grealish, Jack Grealish. What a goal from Erling Haaland. What a goal from Erling Haaland. And the meditation. And the meditation. Keep calm and meditate. That's good for your health. Meditate. This is City at their absolute best. This is City at their relentless best. And this is Erling Haaland showing why he is the best striker in the world at the moment. Wow. The desire from Jack Grealish to get to that ball, the assist from from Jack Grealish, and the way Erling Haaland has scored that goal, that is fantastic. This man is something else. This man is beyond a monster. Erling Haaland. What a goal, exactly, Vinay. What a goal. Erling Haaland is getting himself up for Bayern Munich. What a goal, right? The technique is so hard, right? That technique is so hard. That technique is absolutely hard. That technique is just, it's almost an impossible technique. When I say he did similar thing at Dortmund, exactly, and the celebration was just superb, right? The meditation celebration, that is just awesome. Erling and Haaland goes off with that goal. It's another brace for him. And Julian Alvarez comes on. I think now Alvarez wants to get that brace as well. But I think really that Bernardo Silva and Walker substitutions, I mean, I don't know if it's for the Bayern Munich game or something, but I'm thinking it was a tactical change because the game was 1-0 when Pep made that Walker and Bernardo Silva substitutions, place of Stones and Riyad Mahrez, but I think they were tactical. They were not for the Bayern Munich thing because we were 1-0 up and the game could have gone either way at that point. And the fact that he's put Walker out wide meant that the entire pressing structure of Southampton collapsed. Look at it now. Southampton are just not able to press in the middle. What they were doing is, since there was no outlet out wide, they were just pressing Stones and Rodri easily in the middle. Everyone was converging towards the middle. Now Walker is going out wide. Bernardo is much more press resistant than Stones. It's just becoming impossible for Southampton to manage both of them. Jack Grealish. Wonderful, another wonderful ball from Jack Grealish. Clean sheet is so important now. Clean sheet is so important. The only thing I'm wishing is Pep rests Rodri and he gives Calvin Phillips some minutes. That's the only thing. That's a foul. That bicycle kick was just fantastic from Erling Haaland. Generally, players take time to come back from injury, but Erling Haaland, whenever he comes back from injury, he seems to be more hungry. He just seems to want to get the ground running. Just wants to hit the ground running. Erling Haaland, fantastic. This man is something else, Erling Haaland. He has the hunger, he has the desire of all-time greats. You could already see why he could end up in that list of all-time greats. And sometimes I think when people compare Mbappe with Haaland, I think one of the factors, and people say Mbappe has more skill in terms of build-up play, in terms of close control and all of that. I think apart from all of that, to become an all-time legend, apart from those qualities, what else do you have? And I see more hunger and stuff in Erling Haaland, more desire to learn new things in Erling Haaland. And Southampton score. What the hell? Clean sheet. So needed for City, and Southampton score. Very bad time to concede. Very bad time to concede. Whose mistake was it, bloody? Kyle Walker was the one, I think. He just couldn't make the challenge. I don't know who was it who skipped past 2, 3, 4 City challenges. And Grealish, one goal, one assist. I don't know. Southampton score now. We need to just respond and score once more. And the referee says a penalty. It's a penalty for City. It's a penalty for City. I know they're going to review it and stuff, but it's a penalty for City. And my question is, who will take the penalty? Who will take the penalty? Any guesses in the chat? Who will take the penalty? It's a clear penalty on Kevin De Bruyne. He's clearly caught him. He's clearly caught Kevin De Bruyne. Probably if the referee hasn't given that, I don't know. But referee has given it. I don't see it being overturned. I want KDB to take the penalty. Who is it? But honestly, I think Julian Alvarez deserves to take that penalty. Yes, he's the striker on the pitch. And I hope he scores. I really hope he scores. And I hope we restore our 3 goal advantage. Because there's still 20 minutes to go, and 2 goal advantage is probably not. And that's a great penalty. That's a great penalty from Julian Alvarez. He's just hit it so well. What a pair of strikers we are having, guys. Erling Haaland and Julian Alvarez, two world-class strikers. If both of them were in two different teams, I mean, in two top teams in the Premier League, I think both would be competing for the Golden Boot. That's how good Julian Alvarez is along with Erling Haaland. Julian Alvarez is just fantastic. What a goal from Julian Alvarez, and we restore our 3 goal advantage here. What a finish. But still, I think we should have kept the clean sheet. Good to see City pressing well. Just don't concede a goal now. That's the only thing. Just don't concede a goal now. The way City are pressing is very good even at this stage, and that's another that's very well defended. And Kevin De Bruyne, I think that's a wonderful touch from Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva should have made it five. Bernardo should have made it five. Bernardo should have. I don't know. It was on his left foot as well. I don't know why he's not hit it with more power. Bernardo should have made it five. It was a simple finish as well. He had the whole goal to aim at, and it was on his left hand side. Should have just gone near post than the far post. The near post side of the goal was entirely open, but still he went far post. Should have been a goal for Bernardo Silva. Second half, we completely dominated. Wonderful domination from City. Would have been a hat trick of assists for Kevin De Bruyne as well, right? If Bernardo would have scored that, that would mean that assist would have meant that he would have crossed Frank Lampard in terms of assists. And I don't understand one thing. I was reading and I was watching a video of the other day of who are the greatest playmakers in the Premier League, and a couple of Liverpool fans were telling that Steven Gerrard has to always be above Kevin De Bruyne. I don't understand how. Clearly, Kevin De Bruyne has more assists than Steven Gerrard. Kevin De Bruyne has more Premier League trophies than Steven Gerrard. Okay, they'll tell the Champions League, but Kevin De Bruyne clearly has more FA Cups, more Carabao Cups, more Community Shields, more everything except the Champions League. He has more. I think the number of goals as well. I think Kevin De Bruyne will be close to Steven Gerrard as well. All action midfielder, and I don't know how biased some people can be. I understand Steven Gerrard is a Premier League is really a Premier League legend, but Kevin De Bruyne has to be one of the greatest all-time playmakers the Premier League has ever seen. I would say he's the greatest playmaker the Premier League has ever seen. JSK's Edison will cost us against Bayern. Mark my words. Don't do that, JSK. Don't do that to us. First of all of us here are tensed about the Bayern thing. How are we going to handle Alfonso Davies and Leroy Sané? I just don't know. We're all tensed about that match. About the Champions League tie. It's good the Southampton coach still believe that they can make a comeback in this. That's good spirit. But should have honestly been five. Vinay says Pep selection, man. That's another thing. Pep selection as well. I don't know how. What will he do? Will he play without a CDM again? What will he do? Will he play John Stones or will he play? I'm getting nightmares thinking he plays John Stones on the right hand side against Leroy Sané and Alfonso Davies, and you have Alfonso Davies overlapping. And on the right side we play Riyad Mahrez and John Stones. That would just be potentially killing yourself, right? Potential suicide that would be, because neither have pace to contend with Davis and Leroy Sané. I just don't know. I think Walker needs to play there, and we must remember that until Kyle Walker was on the pitch in that Madrid game, second leg for example, Vinicius Junior didn't have a sniff at the goal. It's only when Walker went off that Madrid slowly started to get in the game. So there are certain games, especially knockout games, when Walker suddenly turns into this best defensive fullback, that kind of a midfielder. Vinay says, yeah, Vinny had free run. Exactly. Vinny, I think he played against Fernandino and all of that stuff after Walker went off. I think if Walker was there, we would have won that match against Madrid. Vinay says, Lavia is injury prone, but is he that injury prone? I do not know. I'll have to check actually the injury prone thing. I do not know about this. But the way Romeo Lavia reads the game is just amazing. You don't get CDMs like that quite often. That too just at 19 years of age. I'm just impressed by his fantastic reading of the game, Romeo Lavia's. JSK says Ederson has peps. That's why he's kept starting in every other match. Probably Ortega will also learn that secret on how to please Pep, JSK, and he'll start from next season. JSK says, by the way, Alvarez is a great penalty taker too. Alvarez is a great striker as well. He's a complete striker, I would say, Alvarez. I mean, not in the sense of a traditional striking thing, but in the sense of a complete striker. For a Pep team, I would say, can press and everything. But Haaland is a complete striker in terms of, just banging in those goals. Like a Karim Benzema kind of thing, actually. R9 kind of a thing. Adriano kind of a thing. JSK says Rico Lewis is very fast too. I'll just lose my shit if Pep Guardiola plays Rico Lewis against Bayern Munich. That would just be insane. I don't think he'll do that. Bernardo Silva. By the way, what is the chance of Arsenal dropping points tomorrow, guys? What do you think against Liverpool? Vinay says Lavia is aggressive in press but slow. Uh, I actually think Lavia, you're right, is a bit slow in terms of running with the ball, I think. But other than that, I think in covering the ground, actually, that's actually good point you pointed out. When it's a strange thing with Lavia because when running with the ball and stuff, I think is a bit slow. But without the ball, I think Lavia is fast. But it's a strange thing. But then again, you have Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest CDMs game has seen, was played in the Pep Guardiola dream team, and is one of the greatest managers the world has ever seen as well. Him making a decision, someone who has played that position, and someone who's the greatest manager as well, and someone who's been great in both positions, making a decision on Lavia, then there has to be something there. And him choosing Calvin Phillips over Lavia, it's not that Pep cannot get it wrong, but there has to be something, some input going on over there. JSK says 100% Liverpool are invincible at Anfield until it's not Madrid. Just do not know, JSK, what will happen. But anyway, I think if we need to have a sniff at the start, I think we need to win every game from now on. I still think that Nottingham Forest game was, and it is still hard to digest because had we won that game, the title race would have been in our hands already, right? We defeat Arsenal at Etihad, and I think the title is in our hands. That would have been the case. Those 2 points. I'm just looking for where Arsenal will drop those 2 points. That's all because we have a game at Etihad and potentially it will be, and potentially since we already know we have to win every game to have a sniff at the title, so potentially Arsenal will have a lead of 2 points if we win at Etihad. So think I'm just looking at where can Arsenal drop those 2 points. That's the only thing. City are just playing around themselves, but it would be nice to score one more goal now. Make it 5-1. A 6-1 score line would be fantastic actually. It would be a perfect way to end this and go into the Champions League game against Munich. That's a great diagonal there. I don't know who played it, but it's a great diagonal over there. Alvarez deserves to get one more goal. Kevin De Bruyne. Sergio Gomez, Bernardo Silva. It's a Southampton throw. Kyle Walker's win. Fantastic. For that goal, probably I think they should have made that foul and stopped his man outside the box. But apart from that, he's been fantastic. Actually, seeing Walker after a long time come on for City. Wonderful work there. Southampton structure, everything's gone, and as you would expect, it will go. I mean, you're in the 87th minute, all your legs also might have gone, all those pressing. City and stuff, you're pressing players like De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri, who are some of the best in the world in their position, so it will definitely not be easy. Sergio Gomez offering an option to Grealish on the outside, ignores him and gives it to Kevin De Bruyne. City are playing within themselves, but Alvarez would like one more goal, I think, actually. That would be fantastic. Haaland and Alvarez both score in two goals. That's a great ball again. Not on the same wavelength, Walker and Bernardo Silva over there. Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, Sergio Gomez, Ilkay Gundogan. City are just trying to keep the ball now. They are trying to rest on the ball. Jack Grealish, Sergio Gomez. Interesting to see that Pep is favoring to put Sergio Gomez in the midfield rather than out wide. Sergio Gomez is a product of La Masia and his passing is very, very good. So I won't be surprised if Pep sees Sergio Gomez is someone who can play in the John Stones role in the future. I mean, the same role on the left, I mean. That's a foul on a Southampton player and Southampton get the free kick. It's 90 minutes done. Completely bossed by City the second half. Right from the whistle, right from the word go. It's 4 minutes of added time, but if given the chance, Southampton would just want to go home right now. Sergio Gomez, Kevin De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne. Fantastic ball from Kevin De Bruyne. Southampton player just came in at the last minute with Sergio Gomez. That's a very good run from Sergio Gomez over there. Gomez has looked absolutely sharp since coming on. His running, his going into the midfield as well as his offering width to Jack Grealish. That is fantastic. Vinicius KDB denied 5 assists today. One was from Bernardo Silva, right? Three. And okay, and this one was another one. This one was a simple one, which he played right now four. Yeah, I think he is denied 5 assists. You're right. You're right. Yeah, should have easily had 5 assists today. At least I actually thought he should have had a hat trick of assists today for sure. And also there was one in the first half where Haaland got the header wrong before the eventual goal, right? So I mean, at least he's got these many assists this season. Just imagine in the previous seasons how many assists Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling have denied Kevin De Bruyne. I think if we can count all of those high quality chances which Jesus and Sterling didn't convert, I think Kevin De Bruyne would be much closer to Ryan Giggs' record of 162 assists, or whatever the number is. He'll be way, way closer. Vinicius really scored on rebound. That doesn't count as assists for KDB. I that's true. It doesn't count, right? So then it's actually 6 assists, I think, because there was one which Haaland also in the first half he mistimed a header or something before the eventual goal. Was I think that was also KDB. Then at least six. No, no, I was actually thinking it counts because in Fantasy Premier League it counts as an assist for KDB, right? But yeah, here it doesn't count as an assist for KDB because it's a rebound. But anyway, match done. This was a tricky fixture, a fixture that was not as easy as the score line will suggest, not as easy as if you, for example, might have missed the match, woke up tomorrow and just saw 4-1, must have been a breeze in the park for City. The match was very difficult. Southampton went man to man. This was, I think, one of the more tactically complex matches in this half. I mean in this season, it was tactically complex. I think you have to give kudos to Pep Guardiola as well for the changes he's made in the second half. Actually, I think that Bernardo. I know I've said this before, but Bernardo, Kyle Walker. I think they just made the difference. Both of them coming on meant a change of shape, and it was actually just it was just game changing. I would say slightly disappointed that we conceded a goal. I mean, I really wanted a clean sheet today. I really wanted us to keep a clean sheet and go with that confidence of the clean sheet to Bayern game. But now all eyes are on the Bayern game. Will be interesting to see what formation he'll pick in the Bayern game and stuff. But that's for another day. Pep Guardiola speaking with Romeo Lavia actually and with Bazunu as well. He's having a long chat with Romeo Lavia here, Pep Guardiola. That's he's had a bit of Pep Guardiola has a history of talking to Southampton players very for a long time, right? You remember Nathan Redmond when City snatched a late victory, I think 2017 season. City's Sterling scores a goal from outside the box, and Pep Guardiola goes in on Nathan Redmond. Why didn't you play like this, like that on the field? That just became viral that day, right? Pep Guardiola's history of doing this, especially with Southampton players. But Bayern next, yeah, Bayern next. KDB is informed, but I'm just worried about our structure actually. Ake, DS, Akanji, and I'm worried about the John Stones thing. I mean, would you play John Stones inside? Because Sane and Davies play on that side. There's Goretzka for them in the midfield. There is Thomas Muller operating for them, for example, and Jamal Musiala, for example, operating in between the lines for them and the half spaces. Will be a very interesting battle. I don't know about the status of Sadio Mane if it's fit enough to start. So, but I'm confident fairly about the left hand side because Natanake is starting over there. But on the right hand side, it's actually very interesting what Pep Guardiola really wants to do. I mean, it's become more mysterious now because he's played literally 60 minutes, 55, 60 minutes with Stones in the midfield, and then he's given 30 minutes playing Walker and Bernardo Silva and switching to a normal 4-3-3. So that's very interesting because generally Pep makes substitutions only when he thinks the game is done, only when we are like 3-0 up, something like that. If the game is in the balance or if even if it's nil-nil, Pep most of the times you have seen he doesn't make any substitutions. He lets the game go on and on. It's interesting today that the game was in the balance and still Pep Guardiola made that substitution of Walker and Bernardo Silva. This is mysterious because does it mean he play with the traditional back four with Walker on the right and Bernardo in the center? I mean, Rodri, Bernardo, and De Bruyne, or will he play with John Stones? Is displayed both the formations today, so it'll be interesting what Pep will go with against Bayern Munich actually. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. It's been wonderful uh, connecting with you all. The chat and everything has been fantastic. Still tensed about the Bayern game. Actually, do not know. I'm still confused what formation Pep will play for Bayern. Actually, thank God this green kit. Does this mean we actually have broken the curse of the green kit? I don't know. Dare I say that? Actually, don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me and see you later. Take care.